Boom, yes people, back with another one, man, and you see the title of the video. Now I saw this stat floating around and I thought it would actually be a good topic to talk about. So you see the title, 2 in 3 men have only had sex once in the last year or not at all. And today I'm gonna be getting into the reasons why I think this is happening and why I think it could even get worse, bro. To be honest, because let's be real, bro, most men want intimacy, whether it's long-term, short-term, whether it's poly, flings, whatever, yeah, most men want some sort of intimacy. I feel like it's quote when most men say, oh, I'm done with women, I don't want to ever speak to a woman again. Nah, bro, you're just hurt and you want intimacy, innit? But the reality of the situation is most men can't get that because, long story short, most women find most men unattractive. That's another stat, but that's a whole different video in itself that I'm gonna make. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting into the reasons why 2 out of 3 men have had sex once in the last year or not at all. So basically, incels. What is the meaning of incel? Incel means involuntary celibate. So that means you're celibate but not by choice. You're celibate but it's because you literally can't find someone to lay with you. And the first thing I want to get into is dating apps, bro. I've mentioned dating apps so much times in my videos, right? Dating apps make it where it's all about looks and only a certain percentage of men are patterning from dating apps, bro. It does more harm than good for the average man because I feel like the average guy goes on it and they feel like, oh yeah, like it's a good way to meet women and stuff, and then it's just a brutal pill to swallow. They'll get in one like month or some shit like that, and it might be from like a well, bro. It's like crazy, innit? So yeah, you realize quickly that dating apps are only made for the best looking men to win, or the best looking profiles, innit? Only a certain percentage of men get all the likes and all of that. Basically, if you're on dating apps and you're not getting likes throughout the day, women ain't texting you first, you're not getting compliments on there, you're not getting super likes, you're not seeing the caliber of woman you want to see looks wise, because dating apps do rank your profile. So if you're seeing women that you deem as not attractive, the dating app has probably ranked your profile. They try and match your looks, innit? So if you're seeing women that ain't attractive to you, that means your profile, basically that's your ranking. Because yeah, bro, that's something I noticed as well using dating apps. When I improve my photos and my looks and stuff, I was shown to more better looking women, if that makes sense. So yeah, it just makes it, it's basically, yeah, dating apps is not fair for the average man. And we know, like, most people, not even dating apps, social media, like Instagram, Snapchat, because these are all platforms you can meet women on, right? It's all looks based, bro. It's all looks based. I even just uploaded a snap I hardly upload on Snap anymore. I put an Insta story of myself yesterday, innit? Just maybe I might put a picture. But it's just me, just chilling basically. I wasn't doing too much, and yeah, I was actually quite surprised by the response I got. Like, I was getting bare hearts from females hitting me up and stuff. And I'm just like, it never used to be like that for me. Literally, it never used to be like that for me. So that's what I'm saying. I've been on both sides. I don't even have a mad following. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have 500 followers on Instagram, bro. Like, Instagram's so low key. It's just, yeah. But I have points where I post myself, or even when my friends post me and I'm getting followers, I'm getting messages like, hey, handsome. I can see how being deemed as more attractive makes it way easier for men, innit? It makes it way easier for men online. You get what I'm saying? Even if you ain't got a following. Because as I said, your friends might post you or whatever, and you can get traction that way. I remember, I said this on New Year's, my boy posted me. I got like 5 new followers, like 5 girls following me, messaging me, bro. Like saying that you're handsome, whatever, asking me where am I from and etc, right? Whereas before, when I wasn't as handsome or attractive, that would never happen, bro. So that's literally another avenue blocked off. Online only works if you're deemed as attractive, bro. Honestly, as I said, most women find most men unattractive. So that's why it's a cheat code for men that they find attractive, but it's so hard for men that they don't find attractive. The next point I want to get into is social isolation and fewer real world spaces. We used to be able to go to clubs back in the day when we was younger, work, even churches, hobbies, all of this stuff. There's less real world places to meet people, bro, because everyone's inside, whether that everyone's a digital nomad or they're working from home. After COVID, it messed everything up, right? Or they're doing remote work. So that makes it, and it's more taboo to approach women outside now. Even though women are like, oh, men have stopped approaching because it's more taboo. Men don't want to come off as creeps or harassment, because I even saw a video on Instagram and a man was trying to move to a woman and she was like called in the slang. She said she's gonna call the police, and I was like, oh really? He's just trying to shoot his shot. That's what men see that, and they're like, yeah, they don't want any parts of it. So if you're not killing it online and you're not approaching in real life, you're not meeting women in real life, just down to society now, there's way less places to do so. That means you're basically not meeting. Where are you gonna meet women, bro? You're basically not meeting women. Even down to, that goes into my next point, finances and economic pressure, right? Going out and having fun and getting a drink with the lads or whatever, or with a going on a date or whatever, is so expensive now, bro. It's just like, I feel like most men are just like, it's just the juice ain't worth the squeeze. You work throughout the whole week and then you're spending so much of your wage on that one night. It's just like, that's why people don't want to go anymore. That's why people are saying like nightclubs are dead or whatever. Even me, I haven't been out in a while, bro. I haven't been out in a while. I went on a date the other day, to be honest. And to be honest, the girl was cool. Usually I pay for everything on the first day, but she insisted on going back and forth on rounds, innit? So I got one round, she got one round, which made it cheaper for me. So it's like first, but more time I'm paying the whole first date, you get what I'm saying? So it does add up. It does add up, bro. And that's why this stat exists, bro, because basically men ain't meeting women. And I even saw another video on YouTube saying, what is the cost per nut? They were basically saying, if you meet a girl, let's say you're on a date and that, you pay for the date and that, you meet a girl, you take her on a date, so you pay for the first date, you pay for hotel, you pay for Uber. They were basically working out what is the cost of that nut. And it's just like, bro, why is it, everything's just so expensive. You leave your house and you breathe and you spend a bill of £50, bro. It don't make sense. But another thing I want to talk about as well is delayed adulthood. Because of how society is and the things I just named, people are taking, it's harder for people to grow up, have savings, get your own place, be independent. It's way harder to do it. Back in the day, by 30, people were married, they had kids, they had a house. By 30 now, that's when your life starts. That's what people say, well, as a guy, your life starts at 30, because it's way harder now. Houses are so expensive, to live on your own so expensive. Even I do my own grocery shopping to stay in shape, right? I like eating healthy foods. I do my grocery shopping every week or whatever. That's literally a part of my budget, bro. It's so expensive. And I've been doing it for years, and I've been getting the same stuff, but I'm just seeing the price increase more and more. So everything's just so hard, bro. And yeah, that means it's harder to adult. Men have it's just like, most men just like, I'm not worried about getting a nut, bro. I need to pay these bills, bro. I need to pay these bills. I need to get this butter. You get what I'm saying? And shit, like I just said, you ain't got your own space. You're staying at home longer. Where are you gonna take girls back unless you pay for a hotel? If you're not allowed to bring girls back or whatever. It's just like, there's so many reasons why this stat exists, bro. And society has not helped, bro. Society has not helped for sure. Another thing I want to talk about is basically what I mentioned before about being seen as creeps and humiliation rituals. I feel like some men, most men have social anxiety and they're scared of rejection. Let's be honest, bro. Before, you could approach a woman back in the day and it's just like, nah, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Even if she doesn't, she lets you down. Now we're seeing videos on Instagram of women saying ill and women saying they're being harassed and women saying, I remember I saw another video on Instagram, like a woman screaming, go away, moving mad, bro. Get what I'm saying? And men ain't trying to go through that, bro. Men ain't trying to go through that. Also, there was also another trend where women were recording men in the gym and men were just training, but women were saying they feel uneasy, and all of this stuff that men are constantly seeing plays a part in it. Because more time, if you do go out in the real world, you'll see that there are normal people out there. But we're talking about people, basically these men, if you fit in this bracket and you want to actually be with a woman, that means you're an incel. If usually men are incels are at home on Instagram, TikTok, and then That's how the hatred for women starts and all of this stuff, right? It's like, oh, I hate women, but you really want a woman, that's why you hate them. But yeah, man, it's just like there's less places to socialize, less social skills is such a good skill to have now, because people are just not taking part in socializing anymore. Especially in London, it's so bad. Everywhere I go in the world compared to London is so bad with socializing. People saying good morning to your neighbors and stuff. London's the worst place for that. I can't lie. So all of this stuff I named there, all of these reasons I just named is why that stat exists, right? But what is the cause of that? So let's say, basically what my final point is, basically what I'm trying to say is men adapt, bro. Men are always gonna find a way to release. You get what I'm saying? Men adapt. It's like women control who patterns up, women control what type of men lay with them. Men control what type of women get wifed, right? What type of women gets a ring. Men's standards haven't really changed in that regard, bro. They haven't really changed in that regard when they're looking for a wife. Women just have changed in general because of propaganda and all of this wokeism and stuff, right? But what am I trying to say? Basically, men's standards ain't changed, but women's standards have changed. And if you're a guy that patterns up, you know what I'm talking about. It's just the men that actually meant to pattern up don't. So the good guy, the nice guy that's getting flowers, that's messaging good morning, etc., all of that, they are there just for emotional support, physical support. When I mean physical, I don't actually mean sex. I mean like a shoulder to cry on physically, or even financial support. They get money from these guys, right? These men you would think that these women would give it up to these men, right? They don't. They give it up to the bad boy, or to the guy, the nonchalant guy, the guy that don't care. It's like, why do women always complain, oh, men are rubbish, this, that, you're constantly giving it up. Men, basically what I'm trying to say is men are gonna do what they need to do to get laid, bro, because of how biology is. Men will adapt. If women started rewarding men that were the nice guys, I'm telling you, men would do that. That's why you have this performative male shit, right? Men will adapt to the way they need to attract women, because that's what men do. That's what we do. We pursue women. That's biology, that's nature, innit? So men are gonna adapt. But as I said, if you're a guy that patterns up, you know that all of that getting the flowers and texting good morning and doing all of that stuff and being always there and being always available, you know you're shooting yourself in the foot. You know if you actually want to get to the cheeks, bro, you gotta be on the other side, bro. Unavailable, you gotta not be boring. So whether that's up and down in emotions, give her a thrill, you gotta be the opposite. And if you're a guy that patterns up, basically I'm saying you know this, and so why would that guy change to be this guy who doesn't pattern up? Like, women are rewarding the bad guy, not or women are rewarding the guys that they say they don't like, because those are the guys you're sleeping with. That's why you're complaining and saying men are trash, but you are giving the cheeks to these men, whereas these men are getting nothing and they're doing the correct stuff. It doesn't make no sense, bro. It makes no sense at all, bro. But so what do these men do, bro? These men that ain't patterning up, that if you like, that fit into the 2 out of 3 men, what do? They turn to copium. How do you cope? Corn, bro. They turn to staying inside, not interacting with people, whether it's gaming 12, 15 hours a day, eating potato chips or whatever, or they're turning to a gooner, bro. Corn. This offers some sort of release. You get what I'm saying? And as I said, men are always going to find a way to release, whether it's copium or adapting to the way that to the way that women actually respond. Men are going to find a way, bro. That's just, we're biologically wired to always find a way. But corn basically offers a way to release, but it's through a screen, it's through pixels. It's quite sad, to be honest, bro. And that's why OnlyFans does so well. That's why all of this stuff like corn websites do so well, and that's why you have, like, if you look at these Instagram models and Instagram baddies and you look at the men that are following them, is, bro, you just see it, bro. You see it. That's why, what am I trying to say? That is the path, basically. So all of that I just named before, I feel like that's where you can end up, bro. Just like not going out, you're constantly gaming, you can't even look people in the eye, you're addicted to porn, you can't stop touching yourself. It's just like, you don't want to, that's a dark place, bro. That's a dark place, honestly, bro. But yeah, man, those are the reasons why I think that exists. I don't want it to just be doom and gloom. And so if you ask me personally how I would avoid being in that position, I'd just say focus more on myself, bro. Don't worry too much about dating. Focus on being the best version of myself. And not to make the video too long, right, but I'll just say this before I end. I made a video recently how I left the dating market, I quit dating, right? That doesn't mean I don't have intimacy. I'm going raw dog. I'm not having no intimacy. I have 1-2 girls that I'm seeing. We know what it is. And like, well, yeah, when I want to chill, get my back rubbed, intercourse or whatever, I go see them, right? Other than that, I'm just like creating videos, working, getting on my fitness. I'm just gonna try to start vlogging soon. Just trying to pattern up, right? But for me to say, oh, I've left the dating market and I don't want no intimacy ever, I'm done with intimacy, etc. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you can't do it for a period of time, but for guys that are saying they're done with women, their bloodline ends with them, it's just like you're going against biology, and you know deep down you don't want that. You know deep down you want to find a good woman, you want kids, etc., right? So I'd say the best thing to do is to just look in on yourself. Focus on one thing at a time, whether it's you want to focus on getting your money up, get your money up first. And once you have your money up, you can afford a gym membership. And once you afford the gym membership and have your money up, you might have more confidence to go. It's like, see how it's a snowball effect. You'll have the confidence to go out and be in more social circles, get better quality friends, and you're all going out, and now you're meeting women, and then, bro, you see how that's a snowball effect where it all starts with that one thing. So I know you should work on all areas of your life, in my opinion, but if you're in a rut, just focus on that one thing. Okay, I need to get to this % body fat. Okay, I need to get to this amount of savings in my account. Okay, I need to have 3 social interactions, men or women, just like random people, just to work on my social skills. That's what I would do if I was in that position, bro. Because it can be easy to get in that position and you look up and you're like 35, bro, and it's just like, where's the time gone? But yeah, man, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz, and I'll catch you on the next one in a bit.